about something else, Sendo, because you know, the thing is there's just so much going on right now. Multiple different companies and groups that I've been with for years are all starting to, you know, come together at the perfect time. All right, let's see here. So I'm going to create a post, guys, and if you want to go in and you know, copy it and get it into your platforms, that's perfect. But give me a second to get this on here.
Will come in notifications.
I'm getting the, yeah, I'm waiting.
All right. All right, so I'm going to tag. All right, so we're live. We're on there. You guys can go ahead and go to my news feed, do what you need to do to get it into your news feeds. And then when you're done with that, then we can start this conversation.
How about you then? He's sitting there.
Yeah. The HT. Is that the one you got?
Hmm? Yeah, I've just popped into it.
Yeah.
Sendo, you got yours done?
Nearly. Trying to do things, you know, when someone else puts a post out, it just flips up the top of your screen. And I can't do nothing until it goes away. All right. Done yours, Rose?
Mine's just gone out. No, let me go.
All right. It looks like the wild man Tim finally had to sleep. I don't think I've ever seen him sleep. So Sendo, what kind of contracting and stuff do you do?
I work in the my profession. I work over 30 odd years in the IT and telecommunication industry on the network infrastructure side of things.
Okay.
As a systems engineer.
Okay.
I do planning work, do infrastructure work, that sort of thing for various companies.
Okay.
That's the bread and butter of career sort of thing.
Right.
I'm retired yet, so it's still my profession. I still do it. Yeah. Right. So I act as a consultant,
okay.
to various companies, different companies that they probably know some of them, but I won't give them the plug.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I do. Yeah, basically.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, as I don't know, Tim will probably show up, but we wanted to do this live. One, to kind of start showing the world, the Web Talk world, where we're really at in Web Talk, because most people are not where we're at. Most people are still trying to figure out how to make money for themselves, and quite honestly, if that's where your goal is right now, then you haven't quite figured out what Web Talk is. You'll see people that say, well, I need more people to comment on my post so that I can make more money. Well, if you're sharing $10,000 with 7 million people, are you going to be making a ton of money? No, that is not what this is all about. This is about building a base. We've said it. I'm sure people have heard it multiple times from me. This is about building a base. This is about building a group of people that can just bring in more and more people and create this base for themselves, so that when things really do start growing, you're already there. And that's what's so beautiful about IEG. We've been there forever. Since this thing started, we started, creating people, creating, the group dynamics, so that more and more people are coming in and learning what it is. And so now we have this huge platform. And I think what's really cool is Tony, Tim was saying that you got into Nalutsa's live and was interacting and talking with them. And what I think is incredible about this thing is someone like Nalutsa. She's been in this forever as well. And the time that she puts in, the effort that she puts in to help people around the world is incredible. Mm-hmm. And right now, she's not getting a monetary return for that, but she's building her base. She's building this community that is going to support her in and out. And that's what's beautiful about this. So what I'm thinking is, Sendo, I don't want to go on and on and on, but Sendo, can you, and then actually, Clement, I think Tony and Rosemary, let's go with you guys first. What's kind of your goal? What's kind of your idea of what Web Talk is going to do for you? What do you want it to do for you?
Well, for me, as in where I like to help people, where it comes into martial arts, with the knowledge that I have gained over the years, I struggled to pay the money to learn at the time, and I know I've seen a lot of people, like as a teacher, for instance, I've had students come in that just can't afford it. It's a Shifu, I can't train for a while, lost my job, blah, 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 whatever the reason was. I said, well, listen, don't let that stand in your way. You don't stop your training. You know, you're a good student. You don't stop your training because you can't afford it right now. Don't worry about that. Still attend, otherwise you're going to fall behind. You get disheartened, yeah, and you'll probably stop. You know, so I'd rather you attend. Don't bother. It's free until of time you get employment and you can start paying me again. Simple as that. And some people out there, you know, you can't pay, you can't take nothing away from them. You know, you're not going to go and learn anything. So, and there's people out there in all parts of the country that obviously with Sandoz involved with, but they haven't got training shoes, they haven't got the equipment, stuff like that, and probably won't get some good knowledge like on a face-to-face, like a one-on-one kind of thing. This is, you know, that's what I found it like. Doing a Zoom session is like a one-on-one, and getting it firsthand and helping for nothing. I want to give back. So yes, you've got to build a firm foundation, and that's Webtalk, building your foundation. And when you've done that hard work, sky's the limits, isn't it? Simple as that, you know. And I can see it happening now. I'm already connected to some of Sandoz people in Africa. I've done a bit of a session, and it went wrong. We got cut off Wi-Fi stuff and all that, man, you know. But what they got at the time was something they haven't touched down on before. And it's going to assist them, it's going to help them, it's going to help them grow, you know, and it's free. And all it is your sweat equity, and that's my sweat equity. I don't want nothing from it. What I get out of it is money can't buy, you know. That's what I'm about. And it's when I heard about Sando doing this thing, I was, phew, hey, listen, man, let me piggyback you. Yeah, I want to help. Yeah, and it's working out. It's happening because of Webtalk. Yeah.
Hi, Rosemary. What's your kind of goal with this? Because I talk about your page. I mean, what are you wanting here?
Well, I'm always helping people do stuff anyway, writing letters or just helping them with information and just to see the stuff that I'm learning, the correct sentence structure. That's another factual language that's a whole language system and a whole new ball game, and getting people to learn that and write in certain ways. So I'm still learning through that. So I actually came on Webtalk to support Tony as he was on. So I thought, well, I'll just come on anyway to support him. And then I saw the benefits that Webtalk can do and what I could bring. So it's just a bit of stuff that I've learned along the way and things that I've picked up. And obviously with the GeoAg, that's just opened a whole new ball game and stuff. It's just, I'm telling everyone that I meet, show them the pictures and everything. So yeah, it's just opened our eyes to so much potential that's out there. I've been stuck in the same thing day in, day out, and it's like a whole new world. And it's all, like you say, for free. You don't have to pay to upgrade it. You can do it for free, and it's there for you. And there's so much you can do. It's not just like a Facebook page, because I stopped that years ago. You can learn so much. There's people teaching you stuff. There's information. There's the guys that are doing the computer stuff, like Daniel, for instance. I've got a link on my own page of all of half of his posts, all the stuff I want to go back and remember, and other people's posts. So it's just, there's so much knowledge out there, and it's all free, and people would be silly not to use it or to experience from it, and at least check out some other posts, check out some other people you're not following, and see what else is out there, not just connect with more people.
Connect with real people. That's what I like. I mean, I've connected with people since
people I wouldn't even think I'd even speak to in different countries. That's just crazy. We talk to Haj in like Kyrgyzstan and Zainab in Morocco, because we like chat to them on normal WhatsApp calls and stuff like that, and it's just like, it's mad. I never dreamed of stuff like this. And that's the Zoom when we had about 12 people on. I was like, this is. I was like, they're all over the world.
It's reaching out.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's something that is very surprising to people, is when they get on and they join a live and they start looking at everybody else or see comments, and it's just worldwide,
Yeah. Yeah.
all over the place. Incredible. You know, and it's, you know, today's what you were listening to, you know, people popping in from all different kinds of places in the world, and all of them are giving information to the world about this platform.
Mhm.
You know, IT guy, I've been messing with the app and I don't like this and I don't like this, but you can do this and you can do that and you can do this. You know, that's just the power of that is incredible. And I think, you know, with your page, you know, Rosemary has a Jamaican vegan page. You know, when you start using GeoAg stuff that you've grown in your vegan recipes, I mean, come on, where's that going to go? It's just going to go. It's just going to skyrocket, because people are going to say, so I can get a recipe, I can grow what I'm putting into my dinner. I mean,
Hmm.
that's just one thing. That's just a small thing that you know, that you know, I think it was incredible when you said, I literally took, was it coriander out of your cupboard,
Yeah.
dumped it in, and 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, it's this freaking tall.
Yeah.
Getting the cookie
It's
pot.
just
Right.
blown away.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You'd have
And-
never known these things if
No, I
if it
wouldn't.
wasn't for Web Talk. Honestly,
Exactly.
you can connect to it and just
And you know what's crazy? I would have never have known about that, except my family went for a walk and just happened to meet Quaylon on the street. And then he says, "Hey, I've got this thing that I do, you know, I've got the, you know, I'm in this GeoAg project. You guys should check this out." I would have never have known about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just wild. And so, you know, I would like for you guys to say, you know, tell us just a little bit of why your family, one, is in Web Talk, and two, why people are just upgrading in it. Why do you think that people are doing that? Your family.
Yeah. We told them how good the platform was going to be, is not was, is, right? How what they're doing on Facebook and stuff like this, and how what they're doing, they'll get paid for it in this. And so half of them come in, and some have joined up and went pro straight away, because they obviously saw the benefits and all what was going on. And then obviously with COVID, that kind of like stopped things happening in certain situations. But yeah, they're still on there. They're not as active as I'd like them to be, but give them time and they'll start using it again. But they all signed up because we said to them how good it was, and it was free, and they can use it when they wish and promote their business and stuff.
Awesome. So, you know, I think it's incredible to talk to someone who you understand, and you say, okay, you know, Tony, you're saying, well, I'm here to help people. I like to help people. It's not all about the money for me. Yeah, it is. You know why it is? Because when that kid walks in and says, I don't have the trainers to be part of this class, I don't have the paycheck to be part of this class, all you have to do is say, follow me on WebTalk. That's it.
I understand that side of it, Andy. I mean, when I said it's not about the money, it's like, I ain't interested in money. But yes, I do understand that doing this, the money that is going to be generated is going to go and help people.
Right. And that's what's so beautiful about this is that's who you are. You want to help people. Well, here we go. How are we going to do that? How are we going to generate value and revenue in this, and then be able to help all the people that we talk to every day that need help, that, you know, don't have a job right now, you know, all those things, you know, that is a massive thing. And that's what I love about this, is you can earn revenue without having to ask people for revenue.
Mm.
And I think that's so valuable to be able to say that to people. And you know, on this live, I'm sure there's going to be people listening, and there's always this. Well, it sounds like a pyramid scheme to me because of the levels. Well, my response is very simple. Two things. If you have a job, you're in a pyramid scheme. And if WebTalk is a pyramid scheme, it is the worst pyramid scheme plan ever made. Because the pyramid scheme says, if I want to make money, I've got to find someone else who will pay money so that I can make money. WebTalk says, sign up, use it for free, and we're going to pay you money. And if you want, you go talk to someone else, they sign up, we'll give you 100% of what they make too. But they don't have to pay money to make money. They have to just be in it and use the platform. So the worst pyramid scheme ever. Now, here is an incredibly smart pyramid scheme. Zuckerberg, everyone else. The pyramid scheme's about this tall. The pyramid plan is that, and the compensation is 100% to the guy on top. Now, do you have to use, do you have to pay for Facebook? No, not really. People can upgrade or whatever, but all of their activity, all of their, you know, whatever they do is paying just a few people at the top. And another thing that people don't understand is that even though they're using a free platform with all the advertising and all the, you know, ads and all that, every person in there is worth about $3 to $5 a month. And when you take that, multiply it by 2 billion people, Facebook's making about $6 billion a month.
A lot of money.
And people don't think about that. And here's the thing that's even crazier about Facebook. Facebook starts to kind of drop, Instagram starts to go up. What happens? Let's buy Instagram. Now we're making money in two places, and people are still using our platform, even though Facebook's for old people and Instagram's for not so old people. Well, all of you are still paying one person. And what we have here is a person who says, I'm going to make a platform that pays you 50% of our revenue to all the users. However you do, whatever you do, you can have a percentage of that. You can get some of that. And not only can you do that, if anybody uses your link, you can get 100% of what they make. If you want to upgrade, and everyone goes, oh, well, see, there's the part that you pay. Well, we're using Zoom right now. Before the pandemic, there was about 40 million people using Zoom. A month after the pandemic started, 140 million people were using Zoom.
How much is that?
To upgrade was $150. Can you imagine if everybody that joined Zoom started getting a little bit of that percentage, 50% of what that was? They didn't. So let's say out of 100 million, let's say even like 80 million had to pay that upgrade. $150 for a year upgrade. That's a lot of money. And everybody did it because they knew they needed something to do to, you know, to use. Once again, is that a pyramid scheme? No one says that's a pyramid scheme. They say that's an upgrade.
Okay.
I just needed to do that. Well, that means this is your level. This is the person who made Zoom. And that's how big your pyramid scheme is. If you work at a job, your boss makes money on how you work. And his boss makes money on how he manages you. And then finally, we get to the CEO. If you're not the CEO, then you are in a pyramid scheme. And what's beautiful about WebTalk is everybody needs to hear this over and over again. You are now the CEO of your own business. If you look at WebTalk as a business and start getting that business mind and say, anybody that's in WebTalk is now my employee, it's going to change the way you look at every single person that gets in. Because now your employee does work and you get 100% of their profits. Think about that. What if you were a business owner and every time you paid a paycheck to all of your employees, they just handed you the same amount right back?
Yeah.
That's where we're at. That's exactly where we're at right now. And the business model is going to blow people's minds. The business model, when people hear it, they go, that can't work. And this is what they say. I've heard it a bunch of times. Well, if you're handing out 50% to all the users and you're giving 10% to charity, how is he going to live on 40%? How is this going to work with 40%? Well, if I got 40% of $6 billion every month, I think I'll be all right. See, we're filled in this world of greed.
Mm-hmm.
We're filled with a world of people saying, I just want money, money, money. And that's okay. It's what you do with the money after you get it that matters to me. And I love what you say, Tony. I don't really care about the money. Yeah, you don't. I understand that part. But think of all the people that do. Think of all the people that are sitting there like Sando saying, I haven't worked for 6 months. Those people need money.
Oh, yeah.
And they need that, and they need it now. And the more people that flood into this platform, the faster all of the things happen. The more people that upgrade. Now, when I talk about upgrade, here's the next part. I know you guys have heard this before, but this is for people that are listening. We're talking through this right now to a lot of people. One, if you upgrade for a $200 upgrade, for the rest of your life, 5 levels of people who you don't even know are going to show up in your 5 levels, and they're going to start generating revenue for you. This is your business. This is your franchise. A $200 a year franchise. I want you to go ask anybody at any business how much it costs them, especially like a business owner and someone who has a small business. Ask them how much they paid to start their business.
Megabucks.
Oh, yeah. And you can do it for $200. Now, here's the other side of it. This upgrade, to me, is an investment, because I can also look at all of the people in my 5 levels as shares in my company, as cryptocurrency in my company, as whatever I want to look at them in my company. Because what happens is, whatever they do, it's only going to be a positive number. There's not going to be, I don't have to pay them and they didn't do anything this month. It doesn't matter what they do. If they earn you a penny in a month or $100 in a month, it doesn't matter. It's always going to be a positive return. And when we talk about, and this is for all the little crypto folk and all the Bitcoin folk and all that sit around and send out all their little Forex trading stuff. Bitcoin right now is at $30,000 or so a coin. Great. How many people do you have to talk to join your company to get 1 Bitcoin? Tons. Every day you see their posts. Every day, this is a new company. Oh, do this, put money in so you can get some Bitcoin out. Well, what if you put that much energy into just getting people into 5 levels and told all of them, the only thing you have to do is upgrade 1 time. You don't have to pay $200 a month. You don't have to be in this, you don't have to go out and find anybody and recruit. You don't have to. If you want to, you can't. Now, if you put that much energy into those 5 levels, and let's say you find 50,000 people in your 5 levels, 50,000 people show up at some point, and all of them make $1 a month. Now you can buy a Bitcoin every month. And you're not taking money out of anybody's pocket. You're not trying to ask people to do anything. And you know what? They don't even have to upgrade if they don't want to, and you still can make that. That's what I love about this, is I can talk to people and know that I will never have to go back and tell them, I'm really sorry, man. I feel badly. I know you put in 10 grand and you only got $300 back before the whole thing collapsed. No one's going to lose their house. No one's going to lose their wife. No one's going to lose their children over $200 in a year. And really, no one's going to lose anything for free. So when you look at what this can do, if you look at it from kind of many different angles, the crypto angle, well, if I think of people as crypto, and guess what? Not many people are going to talk about it, but if you want to go search it, you can find what Webtalk's talking about. Webtalk wants to bring out their own cryptocurrency. People don't even talk about that right now because they're still thinking about likes and comments. Go look at what Webtalk really wants to do. But if you think of everybody as a coin, their value wherever they start, they're not. It might do this a little bit, but every single person's value, just like what Bitcoin has done since 1990 something, has gone up. Has it dropped? Has it gone high? Has it gone low? Yes. But if you look at the middle line, all it's done is this. And anybody that gets into Webtalk, that's what's going to happen. It's going to go up and only up. Because when people realize what they're doing in every single other social media is not paying them, here they come. All right, so soapbox done. Sando, let's hear what you've got.
Okay. Are we generalizing or just being specific, or just from the conversation?
Can't hear you, Andy. Andy, can't hear you.
Sorry. Whatever you want to do, whatever.
Okay. Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
You can hear me? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever, how specific you want to be. Yes, please be specific. Tell us what
I think we're generalizing, really.
You can generalize. I don't care. You do what you want to do. Tell us what you're doing.
Well, okay. Just start like that, because obviously we was just listening to what you were saying, and just driving home the the practicality and the growth that's envisaged, with Webtalk. I think all of us here listening, probably, us, well, 4 of us, I don't know about anybody else, I think we will sort of grasp that concept that, yes, it is something that's going to grow. And it's, although and I think if you've realized that now, you wouldn't be sort of generalizing, looking too much about the money, but you will realize that, yes, the foundations are laid properly by doing these things, making these contacts, which is, from today's live being and now, is that, yes, we've got to look at it from a more professional sort of a standpoint, and basically go out and sell it in that. When I say sell it, basically let people know about it in that vein, like what you've just been discussing. So, like I said, for me, I never thought that we would be interacting like this on this platform. So you asked that question earlier. And the difference between this and the other platforms is that there's no interaction. There's no back office. There's no technical support. There's nobody to talk to. So that must be one of the big driving forces behind what I'm discovering at the moment. Yeah, is the fact that you have got this live contact. And I've always said it because people have got other means of, I remember I'm an engineer, so I was there when we was building the networks for people to have video talk. And when I used to tell people, like, soon you'll be talking to people on your phone, and you'll say, no, that will never happen. You know, it just goes to, they said, oh, that will never happen. I said, soon you'll be able to take your phone and you'll be able to see your mother in Australia or anywhere you want in the world, and you'll see them and you'll talk. And you know, you'll see one and talk to one in real time. So I've seen the development of that. I can remember going back to when the first Motorola phone came out. It was like you needed 2 arms to lift it up. And nobody would believe that we'd have an iPhone that was like, you know, you know. So people always, in my experience, you're always skeptical about anything that is new. And so all of us are. We've done things before, we've lost and we got our fingers burnt, or it didn't work out so well, or we've started business and it's failed. So we're always going to be, you know, I don't think I can hold that against anybody who I'm trying to talk to Webtalk about. You know, I don't think I can hold it against them if they're a little bit skeptical. It's going to be up to me now to persuade them, you know, in a subtle way, you know, so that they can be convinced. Because if they're not convinced, then they're not going to work like they should develop everybody. So they've got to be convinced. So putting that over is not going to be necessarily that's probably what I'm beginning to find is the hardest part. Yes, what you envisage and the projects, what's projected, I can see that clearly. You know, I can see that clearly.
Can I interrupt real quickly on that?
Yeah.
I can hold up my app with the back office in front of my kids in school, and that's all the convincing they need. Show someone your back office and ask them, does your social media have this? That's how hard it is to convince now.
Well, the thing is, Andy,
What's that?
You've covered everything, you know, and I'm just going to reiterate some of the things that you've said. I said you've covered basically all of the points that needs to be covered, to be honest with you. If we're really listening to you, what I'm saying is, you know, yes, absolutely. But from what I'm getting to find now is you have got to sort of deal with people. I was probably talking to somebody in another country for about an hour and listening to the problems that they have. And we haven't had light for a week, so I can't switch my computer on, so I can't log on and all these problems. And, you know, so you've got to realize now, you've just got to realize that, yes, we understand the ideology and, you know, we can see the practicality and we can see the generosity that the CEO has put into informing this platform. I'm like Tony because it's and you can't, you know, it's not something, you've got to either you see it, you know, like a Bitcoin trader ring, you know, and you go invest 20 grand. I wouldn't do that. I tell them straight, look, unless you're willing to invest 20 or 50 grand with me, then there's no point you contacting me. I've got bigger projects. That's uncertainty, you know, and they don't text me back rather than being rude, you know. So I just say that. I said, look, my project is massive. I'm building schools. I'm doing this. You know, what is Bitcoin? You know, no disrespect. If you're not going to communicate with me on the platform for everybody's good, don't communicate. I just say it plain. Because we're all, you know, yes, we're all looking for money, but if you're, like I say, you know, one of these sort of vendors, I'd rather risk $200, and it's not even a risk. I've already paid for my subscription, and I'm just waiting to just learn the platform more before I go platinum. When I've got some people in a few different places lined up on me, and then I will go platinum. You know, so you've said everything, and you've just hammered on the fact that yes, we have got to be proactive and think of it as a business, and deal with it as a business, and the rest. Once we get our infrastructure sorted out, and we get our, you know, the way we communicate with people and the way we present Webtalk to people, then we'll automatically grow. So listening to your broadcast this afternoon and today, you've said everything, and great guidance. Nice to see other people from other parts of the world coming in. Gentleman from not Thailand, Vietnam, is it? Yeah, I was very interested in him. I was very interested in him, and I just bust it out, plain and simple, as a businessman. You know, somebody came up to me months ago and said, Sando, do you want to come into some business and export some black pepper from Vietnam? I said, what? Black pepper? I'm giving away business secrets, you know, but I've got to drive the point home. Yeah, I've got to drive the point. I just picked that because somebody came to me with a business proposal, which was a valid one. And then today I was speaking with a gentleman from Vietnam. who's part of Webtalk, who's part of the IEG. You know what I mean? So my head's like, you know, I could just said, look, can you send me a container of black pepper, please? And take my credit from my account or whatever. So I see perfectly well what you're saying. And I know from personal experience that you don't always need a large investment to start anything off. My children think, Dad, I've got to have I said, no, you don't. I said, people start a business with a large investment and end up losing it, or misspend it, or they just blow it, and then, you know, within 2 years they're out of business. I've got personal experience, and, you know, like of the things like that happen, rather than build slowly and gradually and precisely, you know. And a lot of people think, that think that you just get to a pinnacle overnight. They don't think about the growing. And that's the thing with Webtalk. People are not thinking about putting the things in place, so they'll put all sort of labels on it, pyramid, this, that, whatever, and skepticals. But what I've identified is how it will help me, first of all. That every individual, Tony might tell me, but I've still got to be convinced myself that it will help me, not just what Tony's told me or what you've told me. I've got to be convinced that I can use this tool in what I'm trying to do. So this afternoon's live feed demonstrated that. The gentleman from Vietnam, I was very interested in him. I'll add him to my page, you know, just because of what he's doing, but the possibilities are enormous. And once we're live, and, you know, once we're live like this and we're interacting like this, we're talking about how to better ourselves, you know, questions can be asked live. We're not, you know, or we can impact the person quietly or whatever, or we can do it collectively. So all these facets, I'm getting to see them more and more and more. And the more I listen to your explanations, you know, it's turning into a sort of a better businessman and how to sort of organize my business status. So even listening to you and Teacher Tim and other people around the world is making me more serious about what I'm trying to do. Everything I'm talking about with my family, my household, whatever, you know, whatever I'm thinking. You know, I've got to really actually look at it on this professional sort of attitude. Otherwise, I'm not serious. I think that's what you bring home most. If you're not looking at it from all the different angles, both near and far, then you're not really serious about, you know, bettering yourself. So Andy, I think, you know, cutting it short, I would say you've said everything, and I'll just go back to that. Every individual has to just accept the fact that, yes, I've accepted that. Listening to you, Andy, and other people, professionals, Tony, everybody else, that, yeah, you've got to be serious about it. It's got to be a full-time job. You know, my children didn't notice there's the changes, you know. I just haven't got time for TV. I haven't got time for certain things anymore because we've just got to get these things in place, which, you know, I'm busy trying to do with this new page that you've given me. Very grateful, you know, and it just shows the potential. You know, Rosemary's got a page, I've got a page. You know, we can interact there, we can attract businesses into those pages. We can do live feeds. Tony can do live classes. It's on all the platforms at once. You know, these are things that I know now, but I would have to explain to somebody else who was coming in. So, you know, I'll probably be a bit more convinced. And I can even see now, even with the back office, we've got IT guys in the background and get ideas from. I'm in that industry. And what I'm thinking of now before I close is basically how to get this business plan so tightly knitted that I could go to any company in the world or just send them an email with the link on it, you know, and it's job done. And I think Rosemary and Tony was talking about it the other day, and we had an attempt, very good job done with the flyer, you know. But it's just to take it to that level now. Just like when I post your links, he was talking about posting on LinkedIn today, and I missed that part. Unfortunately, I'd have to watch the whole broadcast again to get to the part where you were talking about how to easily make contact with other platforms or other professional platforms that you're on. I already have an idea because I use Webtalk. I just like the functions that you told us. That's what I was using. You know, just posting my content and sending it to my LinkedIn profile. I've got about 450 professional contacts on that. So I just post it there. I post my links there. What I haven't got is the necessary skills now to follow up and to grow them into a conversation, which is what I'm getting to realize, because they've seen it and they're like, what's this web talk? And, oh, you know, that sort of thing. But what I've got to brush up on now is how to get them into a conversation rather than open them to say, well, what's this? You know, and whatever. But I'm also using a strategy that if they accidentally click on the link, just like you said this afternoon, it would go to the web talk, it would go to the web talk page and they have to register to come in. So I kind of saw that strategy before I saw the interview. I just thought, yeah, well, and that's what that's what I've been doing. I've been posting on Facebook. I want to come off it. My wife just texted me and said she hates it. I want to come off it, and I'm just waiting to tell her about web talk. She's, oh, I hate Facebook. I want to come off it. Oh, and I said, okay, hold on. You know. So I think as we go along, I'm already convinced. I mean, it's not a question of convincing me. I'm already convinced. I can see the power of it. You know, I'm actually directing people now. You know, get your Zoom on your phone. Get this app if you can. What problems are you having? You know, okay. Are you, you know, don't you want to make money? Are you serious? Are you really trying to raise money for your organization? Or you're messing around? Get it sorted out. Get the apps on one of the phones. Get the thing down and register, and then we can go to the next stage. So I'm talking like that now. I'm not even, you know, I'm talking like that now, and I'm sending out emails, my so-called Facebook friends. I'm just sending my links with my name and my project on it, and just to bear in mind what you were saying earlier, 90% of the posts that you put on Facebook, they don't notice it. They don't care. They might like it and love it and share it, but you see, there's a difference in the reaction from the two platforms that you was explaining earlier. There is a difference. The interaction, the back office, you know, the possibilities of networking in so many different various places, the links that you'll make. So I'm already convinced, and I'm working very hard to get my groups, at least 2 or 3 groups that I work with. One of them is in Freetown. I'm working, in fact, desperately trying to get them signed up. You were mentioning different schools. That is one of my schools. I've got the group in Freetown, Sierra Leone, that operates. They do farming. I'm glad you mentioned about the agricultural thing there. We they plant cassava and other food products in the villages. So that's one of my main projects I didn't tell Tony about the other day. And we have donations sometimes from people in America. We have lots of pictures of presentations to the children. So I'm really eager to get them on board, really eager to get the structure of Web Talk into their head. I'm already telling them, you know, you need to be registered, and then you need to get somebody else to be either a fully paid up member, pro member, and you know, I'm already explaining it. It's hard for them to conceive at the moment. And you know, people generally, what they'll do, they try to find out if there's another way that they can do it themselves. You know, or if they could just log on to the site themselves and probably do it themselves. So I would just come with a bombshell and said, look, you can spend 3 or 4 months trying to figure it out, or you can come in with an experienced team who will invite you into meetings, live broadcasts, and guide you through. So my stage I've reached now is convincing them to just keep calm, follow me, listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is good. I'm going to take it to a good place if you follow instructions. And I think that's all I can do at the moment. Working very hard now that I've got that page set up, working very hard to get that sort of ideology amongst those people. So far, so good. So far, so good. So
So tell us.
Am I talking too much?
No, not at all. No, not at all. Rosemary, hold on. Rosemary, need to unmute real quickly.
Is it on?
You hear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I said you need to explain what the fund is for, because we haven't explained that in this slide.
Yeah. So the fund.
So that's what I was going to say is, you know, you're talking in generalization now. Let's get specific.
Yeah, generalization. So that's why I said generalization.
Yeah,
generalization. Obviously, more details. Yeah.
Right. So what's your page? What's your fund? What are you trying to do?
Okay. First of all, the fund, I call it a martial arts fund. It's to propagate and to spread the knowledge, and to continue the growth of the martial arts, continue the propagation and the knowledge of the martial arts, to keep it alive, to spread it, the philosophies, to promote healthy living, respectable living amongst, you know, the younger children. These are some of the facets in talking in general. To help them develop good morals, to help them to develop teamwork, you know, to help them to develop respect, to show them examples of that in the things that you do for them. So I know it says fund. I only started to call it a fund, and I only created a fund when they said, look, can you help us? You know, can you just help us to raise some money? And I thought, well, I can give you this, I can give you that. That's what I've been doing. They said, well, can you help us? So I thought, all right, then I'll try and see if I can reach out to the greater community, because my projects are based on outreach. All my projects is going out in the community, and people know this. You know, people know this. I've got videos, over 4,000 videos, 3,000 views, like you were talking about, on other platforms of me doing that work. And there's a lot of likes, a lot of shares. Oh, they had you know, and you think, oh, I've had a lot of views. Oh, a lot of people know about it. But what contribution do you, apart from the people that took part, the part that you really want to attract, to say, look, I'm doing fundraising, I'm teaching kids in the you know, in sort of deprived areas, the underprivileged children who are coming from Europe or lost their mother, lost their father. We're providing a service that the system doesn't provide, and we're doing it voluntary. So that's how, when you say what is the fund for, the fund, yes, the fund is to attract greater attention, wider audience of like-minded people who might contribute like I've contributed, will do whatever. You know, like I've explained there before, I've kept it very simple with bottles of water, old football boots, you know, to keep it real and be satisfied with that. But always aspiring that, yes, if it's guided and if the right advice is coming, just like you were saying, do I have other schools? And yes, I do. And you know, without sort of going too deep, yes, I am interested in building a school. And it's not because since I come on Webtalk, I've already got the plans. You understand what I'm saying? So I could go in my briefcase and show you the plans, to show that I'm thinking of it. Not that I have the money, but that's how far involved I am. So when you mention schools, and when you mention going into multiple schools, as I mentioned earlier, there seems to be something with me, because they'll come over to me and say, well, do you want to come and donate? I don't know, maybe I've got a kind face. I don't know. My wife gets vexed. You've got no money to give to them, you know. And I said, but they need it. So it's just been in a position. The reason for the fund, it's been in a position where, you know, when a school comes up to me and said, okay, can you help us? Or can you get us some more of those books and pencils you got the other people? Then I could say, oh yeah, help yourself. If I go to my village and they say, oh, well, especially in my village, you know, in my village, we have a school there, there's hardly any chairs in there. There's hardly any books in there. And I'm very in contact with all of the youth people in that community, you know. So these things, I don't want them to ask me for it. I just want to go and just put it there. Because when they see me, they said, oh, can we do this? Can you do that? Can you do that? And I'm thinking, yeah, I'd like to do it all. You know, some of it I do, some of it I try to do, some of it I fulfill. But then it's got to the stage now where the fund, or the page that you've now seen fit to allow me to have on Webtalk, which is one of the greatest things I've said, you know, that's happened to the project, because now I can broadcast on a bigger platform. I've got a back office. I've got you, Andy. I've got you. I've got Tim, Tony, Rosemary, and who knows where I think Cap. I don't know if Cap is there. So people are, you know, and that's that energy that I need. So that's the reason of the fund. It's attracted that energy. It's attracted these people of like minds who want to make a difference. People are not putting financial rewards now. I'm a businessman. I won't deny it. I am a businessman. You know, I am a businessman. That's why I'm able to survive even now through these hard times by putting things in place. You know, my sons look at me and they say, "Dad," you know, but you put things in place, and it's just like what you're putting things in place on Webtalk, putting things in place for the people I'm working in Freetown, in Liberia, in Ghana, and in the Gambia, and also the people that I'm working here in England, rather than hipping and butting, and, you know, and staggering my feet. If it wasn't for the virus, I'll be contacting all of the local school authorities right now. You know, so I don't want everybody to think that my project is just in Africa or just for African children in West Africa or whatever. I think it's now become global with. Yeah. So these are the reasons for the fund. These are the reasons why I'm talking to you live tonight as well. It's the reason that's gravitated me towards Webtalk. It's that energy that's gravitated Tony towards me as one of his students. Rosemary's wife, with the respect that they're giving me, respect that you also giving me. So with doing that, it makes it worthwhile. So I don't need convincing about Webtalk. What I do need now is to learn the application. And I know that there's guys, I haven't met them yet, there's IT guys on there, and there's guys, you know, I'm not sort of a IT support guy. I work everything behind, everything that gives you your service on your phone. Everything from every level to that's, but on the actual IT support, desktop support, that's not my area. But I can relate to those guys, and I'm looking forward to talk to them, because my reason for the fund is to get us more polished, the most presentable business model that is possible, that I can go out into the community. I can go out to the local schools in England, wherever. I can put a package down, just like you were saying earlier, Tim. I'm sorry, Andy. I can put a package down, 6-week program, whatever, Webtalk, live broadcast, teacher Tim, Andy, Seafood Tony, whatever. Go there, set up the screen, set up everything. And I know that I can see that because I've done that before. And if I was in Africa now, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be setting up a widescreen, live, whatever, and we'll be broadcasting live, and we'll be taking it that step further. So these are the reasons for the fund. And I'm sure so far, even with the advent of the page, you know, I can see now how we can put Tony's videos on there. The students, once they come on board onto Webtalk, as we discussed, they'll come straight onto that page. All of the other facets that you've discussed this afternoon and tonight will be applied. I think it's inbuilt. It's just for us to, you know, it's just like when you're building a clay pot, you've got to, you know, you're just got to mold it into the shape that you want it. And that's the only issues that we're having now. I hope that answers your question. That's what I'm trying to achieve, and with everybody's help on the platform. And I'm 100% convinced that I'm going to push it to get some of those ideologies that you were telling us about. With the schools, yes, definitely. All I need for that, and it is just a document or a live feed, you know, a live broadcast to certain people. And I think that's why we're going to get them on board, really, because they need to grasp a more deep and depth knowledge of what the platform offers, and for them to come in and then maybe wait 2 or 3 months to meet everybody who's going to help them, although they're liking and, you know, doing the thing that you're saying, might take, for me, right, it's taken maybe 6 months. Admittedly, I was out for 2 months, but it's taken me, right, maybe 2 weeks to meet you guys. So, you know, people can meet you in one day. Just depends. So yeah, those are the reasons why I'm doing this. It's just one idea, but I know that if it's multiplied, I already mentioned one with the agric, with the because I'm going to push that. I myself, I've got a farming project. So when Tony and Rose told me about it, I just laughed, really, to be honest. I just laughed. I laughed to myself because they don't know how much I like planting and agriculture. You know, and I'm gonna try to link up those people, or the people who are trying to you know, develop that technology to some of my people in Africa as a priority, to be honest with you, because you know, it's food. you know, and can get that over. I'm trying to arrange a meeting at the moment to get that lady that Rosemary mentioned with them, live feed with them. Maybe we'll have a Zoom in first, just to get everybody sort of sorted out as to what we're going to do. Then we'll have a meeting, which maybe we can broadcast live on Webtalk with some real live people on the ground doing the work, who's going to benefit from what we are doing here in these meetings and how we're organizing ourselves. Yeah. So I'll end that little rant for now. That's if that answer that question. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me kind of give you some return on what you're talking about. You say you want to help schools. Well, when people say, what can you give me? Sometimes there's like kind of a disconnect to how much value that has. With WebTalk, you can go into that school and say, it's your turn to give to yourself and to this building and to the people that help you every day. Now we say, hey, we've got free classes. Teachers teach for free. But we're not saying it's just without any action. You still have to interact. You still have to share. You still have to like. You still have to be on their newsfeed and generate that return for those teachers. And that's what's beautiful about this is you can go to these schools and say, look, your community can get involved. The parents, the cousins, the aunts, the grandparents, everybody wants their child to succeed. And so you can go to them and say, look, do you want a new pair of shoes? Yeah, I do. I want to play football. Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do. This is how much it costs. This is how much interaction we need to get on this page, on our school page. And as that fundraiser goes up at the school page, we buy that. Oh, you guys need books. You need textbook. Okay, this is how much it is. Community. And all the community starts commenting and watching all the posts and interacting and viewing and creating more revenue, clicking on some advertisements. Because most of those people go, I don't really have the time or the money just to hand to you. I'm working all day long. Some people don't even have a job right now. But what can I do? I can click. That's easy. I can watch a live. That's easy. You just said, hey, I want to talk to Yola. Maybe have a meeting and then we'll do a live. Oh no, we'll do lives every time we talk. Why? Because what we're doing, if you were to look at my videos, are there things I said incorrectly? Yes, for that time, for now. But back then, we were speaking exactly what WebTalk was saying, okay? Okay, everybody do this. Oh, well, that's wrong. Am I gonna go back and erase those videos? No, because we're gonna show a progression so that when people come in like a year from now, they're gonna say, oh, well, Sando, you're telling us about this WebTalk thing, but is it really working? Okay, here we go. This was our first meeting with the agriculture. And Sando, you're going to have your mind blown right now. I saw a guy in Africa, and I can't remember exactly where he was at. He stood up with a plant and held it up at his waist, and the plant was above his head. We're already in Africa. We're already doing stuff there. All we got to do is connect you to the right people to talk to, and you might have people that know them. You will have people that can connect with people in Africa already that are doing this agriculture, and it's just wildfire. So now what you've got is you've got a connection to something that is going to help people right away. And we get that going. We get the next part going. Hey, you want to interact? Great. I'm going to set up a screen, but guess what? Today's class, we're going to talk to people all around the world. We might even go to another classroom around the world and interact with them. We're already doing that. All the things that you want to do, we're already doing. We just have to connect you. And that is bottom line what's going on in Web Talk and around the world and all these things. Oh, we're already connected. See, people sat around and complained that there was no app and they couldn't do any connecting until they got an app. We're already done with that. We don't need an app. But now that we have an app, it's going to make it easier. So what you're saying is wonderful. The idea here is wonderful. You've got your page. You want people to come and support it. Not one person has to hand you a penny. They just have to interact. And when you start posting live videos from wherever you're at, whatever school you're in, you don't think people are going to interact with that? You don't think people are going to jump on and want to comment, maybe even jump into Zoom and talk to someone? Oh, it's already there. It can happen. So we've got that. Ross, all we got to do is, kind of just start making the connections. And that is something that, with GeoAg, we've kind of been quiet about GeoAg. For me personally, it's because I'm not growing anything right now. Because the garage is cold and I don't feel like being in it. But if you watch some videos, my boys, they love it. They would come home every day. Let's go check out the GeoAg. They can tell you about peppers. They can tell you about peas. They can tell you about the plants that are growing. They can tell you about, all we did was put some sand in this little plastic container. We put some rocks on it. And I have videos of them doing it by themselves. One's 4, one's 2. It's very simple. But there's people standing on top of their roofs in Africa with massive plants on top of their roofs. And they're learning that they can support themselves. And Rosemary can tell you a whole bunch more, I think, about it, because she went into her cupboard and dumped out coriander seeds out of a little container. And guess what? Magic happened. And now she has plants. It's incredible what we have that is going to help you do what you want to do, and that is fund what you want to achieve. You have the plans for a school. We've already talked about that. We've had conversations with people that have the same idea. I want to fund schools. You're in the right place. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Tim was going to come on and he was going to kind of mention this, and I'll tell you too. When we start looking at how are we going to create jobs, Tony, Sando, do you guys have television service, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How much do you pay for it per month?
Something stupid. It was what, 90 quid a month or something?
How much? 90 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
So 100 and what, 20 bucks, something like that, 130?
Yeah, 100 and something, yeah, a month.
Okay. Sando, how much do you pay?
Cancel that, by the way.
What's that?
Cancelled it when I realised how much I was paying. I thought I don't need
What's
to.
that the question? What's the
The
question?
question is, do you have television service?
Netflix.
Yes.
How much do you pay a month for it?
Are you talking about the license? I think it's about 150 a year, something like that, for the license.
No, for television. What do you pay per month for your television service?
Or even for I think we pay about 80 pounds or something like that.
80 pounds. So what you guys are saying is about $120 or $110, somewhere around in that point.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. Somewhere around that, yeah.
Yeah. So then you want, let's say you want to watch a pay-per-view event. How much is that?
think that's about what, 12 to 15 quid now.
I've never done it, so I wouldn't know.
We've done it. Yeah, we did. I paid for sports and I cancelled it.
Oh,
I think it was.
I said I never done.
I think it's about 15 quid. I think.
Okay.
Was.
Okay. $20,
Yeah.
something like that. Okay. If we pay for a UFC pay-per-view event, it's around $90 every time. If you want to pay for a package for like NBA basketball for the season, it's going to be another $300
Jeez.
for the year. If you want to rent a movie because we can't go to the theaters anymore, if you go to Prime or something like that, it's going to be $30 maybe, $20, whatever. So there is I've talked about Envy Solutions, I've talked about Envy Cares. There's another part of Envy Solutions, which is Envy TV. And this is why I want to talk to you, Sando, because when you said, hey, I haven't had a job in 6 months. Well, there's a lot of people that are saying that. They're trying to figure out how to have a job. What TCC Media is online streaming TV. It is $60 a month. So if you used it, you're already saving $60 to $70 a month from what you're paying right now for your TV service. Now, what's great about this is there's a way to make money. If 6 people were to use your link, every one of them, every month, the commission is $10 per every person. So now you have TV service for free. Now you're saving $120, $130 a month. If you want to do more, there's other, upgrades, still same thing. But if you were to say, okay, all you people that are out there that are paying this service because you need TV, you need it, you can get all your local channels, any channels, a bunch of channels from around the world, over 1,000, 2,000 channels. If you want a channel for your city, all you got to do is message them and they will add it. All the sports packages are all included. All pay-per-view events are included. So when I watch a pay-per-view event, a UFC fight, at least 2 or 3 times in a month, I don't pay $90 every single time. I pay $60 a month. Now, there's people that don't have a job. Well, here's a way to have a job. This is a way to support. So if I switched from, you say, Sando, hey, I can switch from $120 to $60, you know what? I have a couple extra dollars I could donate to the fund because I saved money on streaming service that's around the world that I can watch on any device. That's just another opportunity. Now, some people say, well, I don't watch that much TV. Okay. But how many people do you know that do? We got to start looking at what people really need right now. I feel 100% that our country is probably about to go into another lockdown. And people are going to be losing their minds because they've been out of work for so long and they don't know what to do. So they can sit at their house. They can get people to join Webtalk. They can get their TV for free and save money. They can tell other people. And then when you get past that 6 people, if you really want to go crazy, now it's $10 extra that you would be earning with that. So that's another way to make money. That's another way for people to, start generating revenue in this time where we're probably going to get locked down again. And what is that going to do for you? It's going to generate revenue. What can you do with it? You can use it for your fun. You can use it for those trainers. You can use it for those classes. You can use it for whatever you want. Now, when you watch TV, once again, if you tell someone that I'm watching TV, do you get a percentage of that? Do you get a commission out of that? No, you don't. But there's a way you can. Same thing as social media. You could be on social media and not get paid, or you could be on Webtalk and get paid. So I just want to throw that out there because I want people to understand that there is so much more going on right now in the background that people don't even realize. And I want to throw that out there because there are ways for people to get out of these lockdowns, this pandemic, and be able to earn some money. And people are going to be struggling. They really are. And so, that's just another thing that we can show people to help them save money and earn money and be part of. If I save money, I can donate money. If I save money, I can upgrade. If you think about people that are paying $120 a month, and if they can bring it down to 60, that's 60. So let's see, 3 months, and you get to upgrade. And you're not spending any more money than you would have spent because you're saving money on one side, you're generating revenue for the other side. And this is more for people just to hear. I know people are listening. I know that people are listening to this, and there's other ways to do this. And this is a around the world service. It is streaming. It is online. Anybody can do this. Here is a job opportunity for you. Here's a way to make money. There's so many ways for people to earn revenue that we really have to show people what they can do to help themselves, because we all know, I mean, you just said it, Tony. I want to learn how to come to your class, but I can't. I don't have a job. That's where people are at right now. And we have the solution. We have the solution to help people anywhere and everywhere. And that's what we're doing, guys. We just listened to Sando. We just listened to Tony, Rosemarie, and they all have they're all saying what they want. They're all saying what their goals are. Well, guess what, Rosemarie? Look who you get to really show what GeoAg is all about. Excitement that we had and you had showing your thing. Oh, look what I did. Look at this. Here's the next level. Here's the next level for you. What can you do? Well, we can start introducing people in Africa that really need this. We can start introducing this to anybody in any part of the world that really needs this. And we can introduce people that don't need it, but they would love to grow their own food and don't know how they can do it. And where does that go? That goes everywhere. That's part of school programs now. The school that you want to build. I have a vision of a school that at some point you walk up to it and there's going to be, how like Richard shows his house, and there's bushes that are clear up the side of the house. Community, come. Our whole front of our school is rocks with all this produce. Do you need something? Are you hungry? Go out front, tear it off, and go home and eat. And you know what you need to do to pay us? View our newsfeed. Scroll through our newsfeed when you get home. Maybe even make a post on our platform that shows what you made that night. That's how you pay us. There is so much to this. There is so many opportunities here, guys, that we are, it's funny because I've said in previous things, and we kind of talked about a little bit today, the foundation, if you think of a house, Takes forever to build that basement. Takes forever to get all pipes set up. Takes forever to cover it with dirt and let it settle in. But when that framing comes, all of a sudden it just shoots up. That's where we're at right now. We're at the framing stage. And if people start listening in Web Talk, these people that listen every day to the lives, that they're you can see that they view it. If they would just listen, this platform is so powerful. And we have 70 countries that are listening to our lives already.
You get so much out of just listening on these platforms here with you guys anyway. I mean, I'm always learning something new. Just listen to you guys speak. You know, there's oh, that's interesting. Can do that.
Hey, Tim says you guys have no idea. You don't have, like, people don't have an idea of. I'll tell you this: the TCC, the media I'm talking about, that company was started about the same time that Web Talk was started, and I've been with them ever since they started. The president of the guy who created the company, I consider him a mentor. I have taken his classes. And guess what? There's a class for free called The Good Life that he does. If it will change people's minds. It'll change your mindset to understand what the power of the internet, what the power of, positive thinking, what the power of learning is. This isn't some pie in the sky thing that I heard about. This is something I've been following almost as long as Web Talk. There's other companies that I'm part of that I've been with for years. Why? Because I don't like the pie in the sky things that people throw up. When I see, oh, join my Forex company, all I write is, why don't you tell me in a year if this company's still running? Come back in a year. Because most of them, they come and they go. They come and they go. And people take money, and people think that they're going to make money, and they think that they're going to make chase the shiny object, and they're going to make tons of money. Well, guess what? Some people are. But a lot of people aren't. They keep getting screwed over and over again. And I used to do a lot of stuff with crypto, Bitcoin, all these companies. And very quickly, I realized I can't keep talking to people and telling them about something that I don't think is going to last. So what did I do? I stepped back and I said, okay, what am I really going to follow? What am I really going to do that's going to help people? And when Web Talk showed up, I said, you know what? Social media that pays, oh, this is going to last.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing stuff, it's so funny to me. I heard people, with a month into Web Talk, well, where's the app? Wait 4 years. Then talk to me about how long it's taken for an app to show up. But you know what? No one's really complaining about the app right now, are they? There's a couple glitches, but it hasn't fallen apart. It hasn't been shut down. Why? Because they're doing a great job. But nobody seems to understand that part because you've never watched apps crash. We talk about it. We talk about this silly sports app called FireFan. 10 minutes into it. Oh, guys, we're gonna bring it out in Thanksgiving. You can tell all your friends and family at Thanksgiving to get on this app, and we're gonna, talk about sports and answer questions and blah blah blah. And 10 minutes later, it was done. And everybody goes, well, this sucks. No one's saying that about Web Talk's app. They might say there's some glitches. They might say there needs to be some things fixed, but no one's saying, oh, this app sucks. And you know what? I want to get on and I'm going to start showing some stuff that I think is going to blow people's minds about the app. Because what have I done? Have I just gone, oh, I'm going to click and share and like and make another post? No. I'm going to dig into it. I'm going to look at what everybody else is doing and see if I can do it on my app. Because you know what? I don't like the computer. I like my phone. And I've used my phone for the internet part of it, the web part of it. And to me, it's like an app. So now it's just to kind of change that mindset. And once people change their little, mindset of like, oh, well, I like the web version better. Oh yeah, of course you do, because you've been using it for a long time. They also said that about Facebook. I like MySpace better. And then they changed. So, Sando, I'm really glad that you've said what what you're looking for. You said what you want. You've gotten very specific in certain things, and I know that we are going to connect you with things that, like you said, I've been working on this for years of my life, and now that Webtalk's here, all of a sudden it just all makes sense. It's going to make sense. And we'll get you connected to the right people. We'll get you going. We're gonna make this work. Because it falls into kind of my, the Clements know, my goal is education. I want teachers to be in a point where they are given what they deserve as a teacher. And my goal is to have people say, I want X salary. And I can say, join Webtalk, do this, there's your salary. I want people to say, I'm tired of paying all these school fees and all the stuff for sports and all the stuff for the band and all the stuff for the trips and all this. Oh, okay. Well, here you go. Get on Webtalk. You won't pay for that anymore. You'll do some work, but you don't have to pay it, because this wonderful platform that you're in is giving you opportunity of up to 50% of their earnings. This platform is powerful, guys.
Yeah.
It is powerful. So with that being said, do you guys have anything else that you want to talk about tonight? Or yeah, it's tonight for you guys. What would you like to say?
No, I think it's just great you coming on and give us a hand, boosting it up, helping out with Sando and that, and obviously the advice that you give, and it's great. It's good. It's always helpful, man.
Yeah. Okay. Sando?
Tim,
Yeah, very productive day. Obviously, knowledge has increased a lot from the shows in the power of the live feeds, the live chats and that, and obviously made a lot of connections. I see a lot of people connected me as we're talking. So as we're talking, I can see a lot of people looking and connecting. So as we speak, so I don't think probably we on the platform need convincing so much now. Maybe some people do, but I think we're well on our way. The only question I would ask concerning my page is that I've got 2 pages now, and I'm not sure. I can't see my dashboard on one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only problem.
Here's what I think, and this is what people have to understand, is I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of glitches right now, both on the web platform and in the app, because more and more people are starting to use both, and they're still, I clicked on it, I don't know, like a morning or 2 ago, clicked on it, the website under construction.
Yeah, so me too. I've had that.
There's going to be.
I've had that problem. But anyway, it's been a productive day anyway, and obviously, thank you so much for all of your pointers, both for navigating around the platform and all the various different ways of using the platform for the most impact. So I think I've had a good learning session today.
Awesome.
And I think every day so far, I'm sort of learning more and more and more.
Awesome.
So thank you for that, and great.
All right, guys. We'll wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for sharing your ideas. This is the place to do it. And what I really love is that you're already seeing that people are connecting to your platform, your fund page, you better start making some posts so people start interacting with it, right? That's what I'm saying is
That's right.
people don't understand the power that IEG has. This isn't us. This isn't myself. This is 70 countries coming together and understanding the value of every single person that is in IEG. And I'm saying this, I will say this 100 times. We will be the biggest group in Web Talk, and everyone else will be connected somehow to IEG.
IEG, the place to be. Yeah.
It is, and it's going to be massive. So with that being said, I'll be done. I could talk all night, but that being said, we'll start seeing where this goes, and we'll start making those connections, guys. So thanks for coming in, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank
Hey,
you.
thank you very much, Andy. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Rose. Thanks everybody who's listening. Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks everybody who's listening to you.